So I'm recording this because we have spent so many days in the quarantine. We have spent 25 days in the government quarantine with 2 negative tests. We have decided to do a hunger strike because no one seems to be listening. The purpose of the quarantine is to make sure that no one who is traveling from countries with high cases of coronavirus comes home and infects other people. So quarantine is done for 14 days to make sure that in case someone has come with the virus, they are identified as positive and removed from the quarantine, and they do not go home to spread the virus. We have been in quarantine for 25 days and tested negative 2 times. One test done on 1st April, another done on 6th April. Yet we still stay in quarantine up to this day. Every single time they're making us anxious, telling us today you're going home, tomorrow you will go, every day you're making us anxious. How are you going to encourage other Ugandans out there to come out and say, I could be a suspect? Kindly quarantine me and see if I'm negative or positive. If even those who willingly came to stay in the quarantine are being overkept in the quarantine. 2, this is becoming a waste of resources. Keeping a negative person with 2 negative tests in the quarantine is no longer useful because it's no longer a fight against corona. It becomes useless to spend these resources on these people. It is very important that you, instead of spending this money on us in quarantine, you spend it on other responses that will reduce the spread of corona and also reduce the impact of corona on other people. Instead of spending money on people in quarantine, spend it on the mothers and their transportation to the hospitals. You are wasting government resources by keeping us here with 2 negative tests. We have been here for 25 days. Why do you have to keep us here any longer? Stop wasting government resources in the name of quarantining negative people. Negative people are not a threat to the community.